we welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, inside beautiful Bill Greehey Arena for today's Heartland Conference matchup between the Lady Chaps of Lubbock Christian University and the St. Mary's Rattlers. I'm Brian Magliwan, bringing you today's Heartland Conference action, and today the Rattlers come in with a record of 15-7, 10-6 in conference play, while Lubbock Christian coming in with an excellent record of 21-1, undefeated, 16-0 in conference, and they have won their last 19.
It's time for Rattler basketball.
And the tip is won by the Rattlers. The Rattlers begin today their starting lineup: Elias at point, Jackie Woods, Morgan Pullins, Kyra Littlejohn at the other guard, and Bria Bell will complete the 5 for the Rattlers as the Lady Chaps get the ball for the first time this afternoon. Elias pushing the tempo up, great feed inside to Jackie Woods, unable to hit on the left side. And here come the Lady Chaps. The Lady Chaps starting 5 is Nicole Hampton, Haley Burton, Kelsey Hopple, Emily Poole, and Casey Boyles. And the ball caroms out of bounds. Possession will stay with Lubbock Christian University. Oh, beautiful drive down the baseline. 4-2 goes Poole, and that is the first bucket of the ball game. The Rattlers now moving the ball around. Littlejohn driving into the lane, had nowhere to go. Woods fakes the shot. Tough shot in the lane, and Jackie Woods hits for her first field goal of the game, and the game is tied at 2. The Chaps moving the ball around now. The Rattlers playing a man-to-man defense. And great active hands by Woods. 10 left on the shot clock for the Chaps. Ball being swung around. A 3 is hoisted up and good for Poole. Poole has the first 5 points for LCU this ball game. We're just underway here. Just over 2 minutes have gone by here in the first half. Woods working the left side of the court. Lubbock Christian playing a 3-2 zone, and Morgan Pullins, beautiful up and under move, and was the beneficiary of a great feed by Jackie Woods. And Pullins with the steal. All the way in, Pullins unable to finish, and Woods there to clean it up. And just like that, the Rattlers take their first lead of the ball game, 6-5. Oh, great defense there by Pullins. LCU still moving the ball around. Ball being swung around to the left side now. And a traveling violation is called on Boyles, who had a case of the happy feet right there. And the Rattlers have possession now. Last time we saw the Rattlers was Thursday night as they defeated Texas Permian Basin in convincing fashion, winning by 23. The Rattlers, however, started a little rough, being down by 9 early on, but quickly turned it around in the second half. Woods, beautiful drive into the lane, finishes with the left hand, and Jackie Woods off to a blazing start. That is her third field goal of the game, and Kyra Littlejohn with the great defense right there as she blocks it out of bounds. Oh, and a beautiful set play off the inbound by the Chaps and Poole was able to draw the foul. And the foul will go on Bria Bell. That is her first personal foul, the first team foul for the Rattlers this ball game. Poole hits the first one. Poole, a 78% free throw shooter on the season, gets set for the second free throw. And that one falls for Poole, who has all 7 points for the Lady Chaps. And a bit of full court pressure here from the Lady Chaparrals. And Elias brings it up herself, gets it to Woods on the left side. The Chaps now back to 2-3 zone. And they feed it into Bria Bell. Bell, tough shot in the lane, no good. And the long rebound tapped out to Elias, who threads the needle, finds Bell, who gets fouled and is unable to hit, but she'll go to the line for 2. Great action early on here in the first half. First media timeout of the ball game. Rattlers lead 8-7. Stay with us. You're watching Rattler basketball on the Rattler Network.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 15:57 left here in the first half as the Rattlers have an early 8-7 lead over Lubbock Christian University. Up to the line now is Bria Bell. And Bell able to get that one to go. Bell, a 53% free throw shooter on the season. Gets ready for the second. And that one tickles the twine, and that pushes the Rattler advantage to 3. Elias almost came back door to steal the pass, and active hands right there. Lubbock Christian with 15 left on the shot clock. They feed it into the post. Swooping left hand is good for Boyles. And Lubbock Christian playing a 2-2-1 full court press right there. The Rattlers able to beat it. And Woods dribbles into the paint, now kicks it back out. And Woods gets it over to Elias. And great anticipation there by Hopple. But it'll still be Rattler possession with 9 left on the shot clock. Littlejohn working on the defense right there, and she took one too many steps right there. Traveling called on Kyra Littlejohn. The ball being swung around now. And a traveling violation is called on Boyles. And now I am being joined by the one and only voice of the Rattler Network, David Tovar. David, thank you for joining me here today on this
Wow.
festive-filled afternoon.
Hey, Rattler fans, check this out. It's a full slew of Rattler action this Saturday. You want to call it All-Star Saturday night? Well, it's Rattler Saturday afternoon. Softball just won 4-3 against Lubbock Christian. We got 2 basketball games here against Lubbock Christian. Over on Dixon Stadium, they already started. Baseball's a doubleheader against Metro State. I'm going to try to catch my breath. I ran from softball. Here's the litany of David Tomars. That 3 is good. I ran over from softball over to baseball to check on that. After that, we're here at basketball, and then we'll be back over at baseball. I mean, it's a big day here at St. Mary's, and it's how spring Saturdays go. Just par for the course, and shout-outs to Chad Peters, Robin Johnson, trying to man all these forts, Brian Martinick, and Chris Thompson also having to use their golf carts to ride around all over campus. 12-10 the score. And, Brian, I don't know if you've mentioned this yet, but this Lubbock Christian team, pretty impressive.
Yes, I had mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. Lubbock Christian coming in with a record of 21-1. A perfect 16-0 in Heartland Conference play.
Yeah, and they're actually riding a 19-game win streak. We were talking to their sports information people over at softball. Everybody made the trip. Softball's here, and then both basketball teams are here. So they were chatting with us. 19 straight victories. It'd be a feather in the Rattlers' cap if they could break that streak here. And I think the Rattlers have the personnel to do just that.
And Heartland Conference matchups always important. Lubbock Christian, however, a provisional school, so they will not qualify for postseason play.
I think the whole conference is breathing a sigh of relief. 20-1, as you mentioned, 19-game win streak, and they're not eligible for conference play just yet, but they're coming, Rattler fans and Heartland Conference fans. They'll be a force to be reckoned with, apparently, for the next couple years to come.
And now Lubbock Christian has 10 on the shot clock. Dribble drive right there, and beautiful move by Haley Burton, able to absorb the contact and flip it up for 2 plus the foul.
Big play there as the shot clock was winding down, and Desi Elias trying to do her best to stay in front of her, to no avail. That shot is good, and at the line is Burton with a chance to make it one more, and does. And just like that, Lubbock Christian has taken a 5-point lead, a 6-0 run here for the Lady Shaps. We're told over at softball. Many people get it. It's a common mistake. Many people get it wrong. Chaps. You remember the old Dallas Chaparrals that became the San Antonio Spurs? And a lot of people pronounce it Chaps. It's Shaps. Like Jeremy Shapp. That's what I understood it as.
And an offensive foul is called.
And Coach Martins wants to talk it over. He'll call a timeout.
13:01 remaining here in the first half. Rattlers trail by 5.
We'll stay right here with you because I have some information to relay.
All right.
All right. Some cool stuff here. Emily Britton picks up another win. Her brilliance continues as she comes in relief effort of Madi Bissaro, and her Rattlers are able to bounce back. They trailed by 2. They are able to win it 4-3. Lubbock Christian made it interesting late in the stretch for a couple innings, and then the Rattlers are able to get a big hit in the bottom of the 6th to take the eventual 4-3 victory. Over at baseball yesterday, Rattler baseball doing what they do. They pick up the 2-game sweep on the afternoon, and they'll look to continue that right here over at Dixon Stadium. Live stats for baseball are up. We're doing basketball broadcast today. Basketball reunion. Some of the greatest teams from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and even the 2000s will be here inside Bill Gree Arena. That is coming up at the men's game, so much going on. Can't fit it into one commercial.
And right there, another bucket for Lubbock Christian. And right there is Blair Taylor with her first field goal of the game. 17-10 the score.
Rattlers here having to play a little bit small, and they're missing a couple of players. And so you've seen a lot of you saw on Thursday night, you saw Elias, Littlejohn, and Woods at one point. You saw Vargas, Littlejohn, and Elias. You saw 3 point guards at one time. Here you're seeing a little bit more of the same, a little bit more of a traditional tall lineup with Troel, and here's Littlejohn driving.
Troel now working the right side, kicks it back out to Littlejohn. 6 on the shot clock for Woods. Feeding it in to Pullins, and a jump ball is called, and possession will go to the Lady Shaps.
Shaps, indeed. Mr. McGlue, you're a quick learner.
And to add on to the softball team winning here today, they picked up 2 impressive victories over Lubbock Christian as well in a doubleheader. Last night was capped off with a walk-off hit by Haley Richter in extra innings, which gave the Rattlers then a 2-0 start in Heartland Conference play, and after today, they are currently 3-0 as they look to defend their Heartland Conference title. At the line now is Emily Poole, who has started off hot for the Lady Shaps, and that free throw gives her 8 already on the day.
And 8 being the operative number here. 8 is the lead that Lubbock Christian possesses. See if the Rattlers can get it going here. They at one point led by 1, 10-9, and now they have fallen behind here. 10-0 run by Lubbock Christian, and now the Lady Shaps falling into a press.
And the Rattlers showing great patience, working the ball around, except right there as that one is turned over, and the Shaps look to run. And active hands by Woods, able to get the steal. Littlejohn pushing, 3-on-2 for the Rattlers. Woods, oh, beautiful move by Jackie Woods, and she's having a whale of a game right now. 8 points for her. She leads the Rattlers in scoring so far this ball game.
Yeah, 8 of the 12. That's about 2/3 of the points already for St. Mary's, and for the Rattlers have a chance to beat a good team, a team that's won 19 straight. You're going to have a big game from Woods, and that, I don't know if she caught a glass, but the bank is open on Saturday.
Haley Fowler with the 3, and if we were playing a game of horse, I would have the letter H because that one was a tough angled bank shot. And the lead balloons to 10 now for the Lady Shaps.
That's just indicative of the role that Lubbock Christian's been on, 19 straight, and you get that shot to fall. I think the basketball gods are smiling upon you.
Oh, Pullins, beautiful hesitation move right there, and Pullins able to get her 4th point of the ball game. 14-22 is the score. Oh,
nice drive, and you got to defend a little better than that. And
Haley Fowler gets fouled, and she'll head to the line for 2. And that'll be the Rattlers' 5th team foul. Media timeout on the floor. The Rattlers trail by 8. 10:35 remaining here at Bill Greehey Arena. Stay tuned. More Rattler basketball coming right after this.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 10:35 here, remaining in the first half. Rattlers trail the Lady Shaps of Lubbock Christian by 8. And that first free throw by Fowler is good. Fowler, a 56% free throw shooter on the season. Unable to get the second one to go. And the lead still in single digits for the Shaps. And Woods.
They're going to call an offensive foul. Wow. Not even sure that the defender was quite set.
That was
Woods
a tough
picks up her
right
second.
there.
Yeah.
It looked to me as the defender was moving and didn't have her feet set as Woods was trying to make her move. Nonetheless, the foul is called on Jackie Woods. That is her first personal.
I stand corrected. That's very lucky if you're the Rattlers. If you're St. Mary's, though, offensively, you have to get something going. And hopefully maybe the defense can get it going. Nice defense there. Little John taking a spill. Not able to save that. And it'll stay with Lubbock Christian. But this Lubbock Christian team, you can see they're pretty basketball savvy. Make some nice passes and they find some nice angles. And, well, that probably has them where they are right now.
Oh, great move by Taylor. Unable to hit, though. And now here come the Rattlers on offense. The feed into the high post to Bell, who kicks it over to the right side to Kyra Littlejohn.
Oh, nice dish by Elias. Oh, and it is met by Sosbo.
Yes, great block by Sosbo. And here come the Shaps. Oh.
Nifty passing. I'm very impressed early on by their, as I mentioned, their basketball savvy, their basketball IQ. They make some nice passes. You saw in that one play that was a blown layup. Good cutting, good angles in order to get such a wide open layup, not able to hit it. And the Rattlers here trail by 11 as we're midway through this first half.
Elias gets it over to Woods, who's on the left side. And another turnover for the Rattlers. As the Shaps, oh, beautiful find underneath to Hampton. Hampton able to finish, and Coach Martins has seen enough. Rattlers trail by 13, 30-second timeout, and we'll take a quick break with them. You're watching Rattler Basketball on the Rattler Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 8:50 remaining here in the first half. St. Mary's with possession as Jackie Woods launches a three from the right side. No good. And possession will go to Lubbock Christian. Brian Maglione here, joined by the one and only David Tovar, here to bring you today's Heartland Conference matchup. And David, early on, what have you seen from Lubbock Christian that has made it difficult for the Rattlers to get anything going?
Minus that, they've had some great passing. They, as I mentioned, they're basketball savvy. They made some really nice passes. They find these really, hard to find angles. Can't word that any nicer, but they're 19-0 in the last 19 games. They're pretty good. 21-1 or 20-1?
21-1.
21-1. I mean, they are impressive any which way, and as I mentioned earlier, sigh of relief for the entire conference. They're not eligible for conference play as Galindo able to come in. And now at this point, Coach Martin's trying to just shuffle the lineup, trying to get something, anything, some juices flowing out of his players. And there's Elias. Nice tug of war, and she's able to win this one for St. Mary's. It'll be a Rattler possession.
And Elias, that's what you get from her on defense. Very pugnacious, has a nose for the ball, as she's able to force the jump ball and get the Rattlers the possession.
Yeah, we're also impressed by Elias's offense. One of the craftier scorers and, of course, one of the funnest players to watch, especially handling possession, but also a gritty defender. She's, not tall in stature, but, oh boy, she makes up for it with her tenacious defense. And we'll have another timeout on the floor. This one is for media. We'll take it with them. 7:47 remaining. An 11-point deficit for the Rattlers. And they'll be back right here on the Rattler Network.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II. We're especially proud of our commitment to move away.
Division II student athletes led a teacher initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 7:47 remains here in the first half. The St. Mary's Rattlers are currently trailing the Lubbock Christian Shaps by 11. And the Shaps with possession as that three is launched off the front rim, no good. And the Rattlers looking to push now. They have numbers. And Elias tried getting it into Galindo down low, but active hands by the Chaparral defense able to halt the Rattler offense.
That pass was tipped. Good job there by Elias. And you're seeing Elias become a little more aggressive. She knows that, well, she's a point guard, and this team relies heavily on her creating and orchestrating that offense. And here's Galindo off the bench. And, well, you can definitely take some points off the bench, especially when, A, your bench is thin, and B, you need a little bit of a shot on the arm here. A three is launched on the other side. No good. Rattlers got to get to that rebound.
Oh, traveling is called on Casey Boyles.
That's a good job there by Galindo. Takes up so much space in that lane. Offensive player had to come around and ends up traveling. Good job there by the Rattlers, forcing that unforced error. That makes logistic sense.
And Galindo so far has done a terrific job of providing a spark off the bench for this Rattler team. Elias in the paint.
Oh,
finds
good dish.
Galindo. Wow. And Desi Elias dishing some dimes early on here in this ball game.
Yeah, good hesitation there by Elias, and she finds Galindo. I mean, she traps the entire defense. They stop and watch Elias because she had a good angle for a basket wide open and able to find Galindo down low. Here's a three. Bang.
That one is good by Boyles. And that pushes the lead back up to 10 for the Shaps. Elias brings it up the floor, gets it over to Littlejohn. Woods fakes the pass, driving it into the lane, gets bumped, able to hit. And Jackie Woods in double figures with 10.
10 of the Rattlers' first 22. Here's another three. Maybe that's the way that Lubbock Christian constructs their leads. They're shooting a lot of three-pointers. Nice behind-the-back pass. Elias flips one up just a little short. And here come the Lady Shaps back on the run.
And early on, the Rattlers showing a lot more aggression here as that one unable to go. But there to clean it up is Boyles. And that is her 7th point of the ball game. And both teams going back and forth so far. That one tipped away, but into the hands of Pullins. Her second effort is good. Pullins now with 6 points. And a three from the top of the key is good, and Boyles stroking it from outside. That is her second three-pointer of the game, and that gives her 10.
A little bit of a duel there between Woods and number 34 on the Lady Shaps, Casey Boyles. Both with 10, both in double figures, both leading their teams in scoring. Except Boyles here with the upper hand, her team leading big. They're up by 11, and a turnover there by the Rattlers will give the Lady Shaps another possession. Think about that. That's pretty impressive. 19 straight victories. I mean, we go to the pros, and it's a 33. I think the streak is 33, right, for the Lakers?
Yes,
And then,
if I'm not mistaken.
then my Miami Heat en route to last year's championship, 27 straight. So 19 straight victories. That's pretty impressive. Any way, in any division, in any ranks, any way you want to slice it, 19 straight. When I heard that this morning, and so much on the mind, baseball and softball, and then having to come over to basketball and chatting with some of the sports information people from Lubbock Christian. They were, very, very excited about their 19-game win streak. That's a little mind-blowing, but a little Rattler history for you, Rattler fans. The Lady Rattlers in 2000 and I believe it's 7 carried a 22-game win streak under Coach Martins. So Coach Martins knows a little bit about huge win streaks.
And Pullins now checks back into the ball game for Galindo. Four minutes now remain here in the first half. Dribble handoff. And that one is good for Hampton as she hits the three-pointer.
This lead has crept all the way up to 14 for Lubbock Christian. The Rattlers here letting this one get away.
Little John gets it over to Elias at the top of the key. Almost losing it right there. The Rattlers have 10 on the shot clock now. They're trying to get it into Pullins. And Bell, front rim and no good on that mid-range jumper. And the Shaps look to push. That three off the back rim, no good. And the Rattlers now back on the offensive.
A little bit of deja vu for the St. Mary's Rattlers. On the 2nd of January, they were over in Lubbock and they lost 78-59, so they're also a part of that 19-game streak. They're looking to break it here and having some trouble, struggling, traveling violation. Under 3 minutes remaining, we'll take another media timeout. A 14-point deficit for your St. Mary's Rattlers as we are heading toward the half. Stay with us, more upcoming on the Rattler Network.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2:56 remaining here in the first half. Lubbock Christian leading the St. Mary's Rattlers by 14. Brian Magliuan joined by David Tovar, bringing you today's action from Bill Greehey Arena. And so far in this ball game, Lubbock Christian lighting it up from behind the three-point arc, shooting 60% here in the first half. And
hey, you're telling me that number over the break, and I'm like, okay, that's got to be kind of an anomaly. They shoot 40% on the year, so they're a sharp-shooting team. You can sign them up for the three-point contest tonight.
And Poole able to add on to that percentage.
Another three, right on cue.
Yeah. And Poole with 12. She continues her hot shooting as the Rattlers searching for answers here in the first half. And Woods dribbling into the lane. Tough shot, no good. Poole with the rebound. And Burton bringing it up. Great ball movement there. Corner three is good.
Wow. They have put on a shooting clinic.
And now here come the Rattlers. Elias running the offense from the top. 14 left on the shot clock. That ball is tipped. 8 left on the shot clock now. 5 and turnover. And the Shaps out on the break. Unable to finish the lay-in is Hoppel. Oh, great feed inside to Pullins, and Pullins able to finish. And that temporarily stops the bleeding.
There's another 3. That one off the mark, no good. Here is Woods with the rebound and now bringing it up court. Under a minute remaining here in the first half. Woods, nice dish, finds Pullins, and Pullins again able to get that to go. And a 20-point deficit is now being cut into. Now down by 16. Lubbock Christian right back at it and near the arc.
Lubbock Christian moving the ball well.
Yeah, they do a great job, and now the Rattlers having to play man. You can't leave any of these players open. Not even for a split second right there. Rattlers trying to force an inside shot. Good job there by Pullins. Under 20 seconds remaining now.
Here's Elias bringing it up. Elias splitting the D, kicks it out to Woods. Woods thought about it.
Gonna run the clock down here.
5 seconds left. Vargas for 3. Off the mark. And that will conclude the first half. The Rattlers trailing Lubbock Christian 44-28. We will be right back right after this. Stay tuned for more Rattler basketball on the Rattler Network.
Rattler fans, give them a round of applause. Right, now you two guys are playing for some of these, you guys are mixing. It's decent, right? Okay, cool, but you guys could like this game. It's called the burrito game now. My lovely assistants, Natalie and Paolo, they're helping lay together ingredients. You see the big tortilla, right? And then next comes the tomato, and then the lettuce, and then the sour cream. And of course, you can't have a burrito without the meat, correct? Okay, so the rules are simple, ladies. You guys will start from the back, because you got to start with the meat first, right? So you guys will start from the back, you guys will run with the meat. You guys will put it in the burrito, run back, and then grab the sour cream. Put it in the burrito, run back, grab the lettuce, put it in the burrito, and then run back, grab the tomato, put it in the burrito. You think you can beat her? You think you can beat her? Oh, I like that confidence. All right, Rattler fans, make some noise. Let them hear you. All right, ladies, on the count of three, you guys go, okay? 1, 2, 3. Rattler fans, let them hear it. Oh, off to a nice start, man. That's up to a nice start. Oh, got the sour cream. Oh, she is rolling. She knows how to make those ingredients. Oh, here comes the lettuce. Oh, we're far back to the sour cream. Almost there, and you gotta roll it up. You gotta roll it up. Oh, you gotta roll it up. Roll it up. Almost there. There's a chance. Still a chance. Rattler fans, make some noise. And we have a winner! Rattler fans, make some noise! Congratulations! You and your parents are probably going to Lisa's restaurant right here on Bandera Road. We're good friends at Lisa's restaurant. I know there's a lot of people from Lubbock. Check out Lisa's restaurant. It's delicious. Rattler fans, give them a round of applause one more time for our terrific contestants. Great job. Remember, Rattler fans, check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Seniors Rattlers. And of course, for everything on Rattler Athletics, check out rattlerathletics.com. Back to the best of business, Mr. Roskovicek.
And that is Mr. David Tovar.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half action about to begin here at Bill Greehey Arena. Brian Magliwan joined by David Tovar. The St. Mary's Rattlers looking to get something going. The first half was definitely one to forget. And they trail by 16 as that shot was no good. Here come the Lady Shaps. Mid-range jumper, no good there for Boyles. And Woods bringing it up.
The Rattlers really struggled trying to defend this team. They shot the lights out above 50% from three-point land, closer to 60. And they averaged 40 on the year from behind the arc. The thing about this team, duly noted, 19-game win streak coming in. They're 21-1. A sigh of relief for the entire conference. They're not eligible for conference play this year, but oh boy, I mean, you would think prohibited favorites going into that tournament if they were eligible, and they're starting off this second half just like they left off. They're attacking, sucking in the defense, and trying to get a shot going on the outside. It'll be a foul instead on the Rattlers, and Lubbock Christian will visit the line.
And that foul was called on. The scoreboard says the foul was called on Kyra Littlejohn, but Desi Elias saying that it was her that committed the foul. And all the while, Poole able to hit the free throws.
And it will go against Elias. That'll be her second, and Elias here with possession. Loses it. Good defense there. Quick hands by the Lady Shaps, and now they are rolling. They got the numbers.
Oh, and bad break there for Bell, who held her ground but was called for the block. A little too much contact right there. And heading to the line is Casey Boyles.
Yeah, they have this entire defense scatterbrained. You see the Rattlers there trying to hustle out to the arc. And wisely, the Lady Shaps able to pull that inside and draw the foul under the basket. First free throw is no good. And that's definitely an anomaly. They have not missed many while shooting.
Here's the second free throw, and that one falls home for Boyles. Field goal percentage for Lubbock Christian. They're shooting 51.7% from the field. In contrast to St. Mary's 41.9.
Yeah, and that goes to show we've talked a lot about Lubbock Christian's offense, but their defense has not been shabby at all. They're challenging players at the half court, trapping, doing a good job of forcing Woods and Littlejohn and Elias to make bad passes. And here's a turnover by Lubbock Christian. Let's see if the Rattlers can capitalize. Woods all the way, and that's short. Attribute that to the good defense. So Woods, I guess, feeling she had to rush one up, and that one's way short. Something you don't see very often from Woods.
And three-point field goals, the story this game. Lubbock Christian shooting 61.5% from three. They made 8 in the first half as they continue to move the ball around really well. Cross-court pass sets up the shot for Hampton, and another three-point field goal increases this Lubbock Christian lead. Woods over to Elias. Elias now moving the ball around. Littlejohn on the left side calling for a pick. And Coach Martin's not happy with what he's seeing. Calls a timeout. 17-19 remaining here in the second half. We'll keep it here with you. The Rattlers, as of late, have been struggling, but Thursday night they came off an impressive 23-point victory over Texas Permian Basin, but UTPB and Lubbock Christian two totally different ball clubs, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. UTVB, no Lubbock Christian, really no Lubbock Christian in this conference. 21-1. I mean, you can't get over that. I talked about it in the first half. We'll mention it. It bears mentioning it again. 19-game win streak. Very impressive for anybody in any ranks, from the pros all the way to NAIA Division III, whatever you call, whatever you want. 19 straight victories. Very impressive. And well, this Rattler team, they were thumped on the 2nd of January by Lubbock Christian, 78-59. And well, hopefully things don't head that way. Maybe the Rattlers have something up their sleeve to turn these fortunes around. But 3 minutes in, and Lubbock Christian has not slowed down. They are an impressive team, and they move the ball around well, and they shoot the lights out. And then defensively, they're pretty good, forcing the Rattlers out of their comfort zones. They're making rush passes. They're not running offensive sets, and that's a lot of credit to Lubbock Christian. And now, once again, you'll try to see Elias here trying to get something going offensively for St. Mary's. And right there, Lubbock Christian forcing the shot clock violation.
And in addition to the fact that Lubbock Christian has won 19 in a row, one of their impressive victories was the first game of the season for them. It was a game against Division I University of Houston. They defeated the Division I Cougars in impressive fashion. So from the offset, this Lubbock Christian team, very impressive, and they have continued to ride that momentum all the way through the season. And a foul is called on the play, and the foul will be called on Kyra Littlejohn. That is her first personal foul. And already the Rattlers have 3 team fouls.
First free throw rattles good. And so looking at the foul trouble here for St. Mary's, 2 for Elias, 2 for Bell. Pretty decent are the Rattlers when it comes to the foul category. Second free throw is good as well. And this lead is bubbled all the way up to 24. If my math serves me correct, I think it does, 24. Littlejohn, Elias, Bell, Pullins, and Troel, the 5 on the floor, and Rattler silver. Remember, Rattler fans, one more chance to check out your Rattlers here at home, and that will be in March, the 1st of March. They'll take on A&M International here inside Bill Gree Arena, 1 p.m. start time. It'll be another Rattler field day, as softball and baseball will be taking place on the 1st, including basketball, as we mentioned. Another 3 by Lubbock Christian off the mark, and now Elias will corral that. And looking ahead to the next home game, A&M International has really become a rival of the Rattlers in the last couple of years. Since I've started covering St. Mary's about 7 years ago, A&M International has really pulled up as maybe the second next to St. Edwards, and of course with the departing Incarnate Word, as they have taken quote-unquote talent over to Division I. Here's Bell unloading, and she is fouled. And she'll head to the line trying to get something going offensively for the Rattlers.
And on that play, Bell was fortunate enough to maintain possession, bobbled the entry pass, and was able to draw the foul. She'll head to the line following this timeout. We'll take one with them. You're watching Rattler Basketball on the Rattler Network. Welcome back. 15:46 remaining here in the second half. Bria Bell at the line for the Rattlers. First free throw is good for Bell. And that one goes in as Bell will head to the bench. Kiara Etheridge enters.
Etheridge comes in, and the freshman standout from San Antonio, Brennan. Her Brennan Bears, #1 in the San Antonio area in high school girls basketball.
And the Rattlers off the timeout.
We'll have to burn another one here. They were trapped.
It wasn't the Rattlers. It was Lubbock Christian. They called a timeout. The Rattlers press able to force Lubbock Christian into the corner. So
indeed, I stand corrected. The Lady Shaps will burn their timeout.
Yes.
22-point lead here for those Lady Shaps. As we mentioned, a lot of fans from Lubbock, I'm sure, making their way from the softball stadium here at the park at St. Mary's. Softball picking up a victory, 4-3. Very interesting game, entertaining game at that. All even at 2, I think, in the 4th, and the Rattlers able to break through in the bottom of the 6th and finally putting it away, 4-3. Emily Britton wins another one. What's new? 3-time Heartland Conference Pitcher of the Year in relief effort this time, so she's doing it in different spots. And so the Rattlers take one on Lubbock Christian on this Saturday afternoon, and another 3 is dropped by Lubbock Christian. 25-point lead now.
And speaking of Emily Britton, she is one of the featured Rattlers of the Week, which you can find on rattlerathletics.com, where you can find all the statistics, rosters,
Schedule,
articles,
stats.
You can get a cup of Joe. You can get Tovar's take.
And you got Brian McGluyon's write-ups, various covering all Rattler Athletics. RattleRathletics.com is the website. We're plastered on social media as Woods for 3. Her shot, no good, bobbled and corralled by Lubbock Christian. We're on social media, Twitter and Instagram at St. Mary's Rattlers, and of course on Facebook. Like our page, facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. Rattlers would like to get something going here, defensively at least, as there'll be a foul. It'll be over the back.
And that foul will be called on Nicole Hampton.
So Hampton will pick up that foul. Now Pullins will check back in for Bria Bell. I think Coach Martins at this point is trying to find players who, A, are going to continue to play hard, no matter the scoreboard. And he's trying to go, I think he's trying to go with his most athletic lineup. I mean, you got to be quick, you got to be long to try and contest these shooters, especially if you're going to play zone. And Lubbock Christian not intimidating in their stature. They're not exactly the tallest players in the world, but they are proven to be some pretty dead-on shooters. Here's Pullins down low, spin, shoots, shot no good, a rebound. Won't matter, it's over the back, and it will go against Kiara Etheridge. That will be her 3rd.
.14 remaining here in the second half. Lubbock Christian able to break the press, and now they have numbers. And that three-pointer is launched but short. And the rebound corralled by Elias. And the Rattlers now trying to get something going. Elias, beautiful head fake. And she gets the lay-in to go. That is her first points of the ball game. And the shots that were falling in the first half for Lubbock Christian suddenly not falling. And if you're St. Mary's, this is prime opportunity.
Right as you mentioned, they turn it over, and you're right. I mean, they're doing a better job defensively, are the Rattlers, and Lubbock Christian missing some shots here and forcing a turnover. It'll be a double dribble as number 10 Haley Burton hits the deck. Here come the Rattlers. They have to get something going here. Vargas checking in, and you got a little spot-up shooter there. Maybe try to get something going on her side of the court. Elias, Woods, Etheridge, Pullins, and Vargas. 5 on the floor, and Rattler silver. Rattlers have the height, as I've mentioned. They have Etheridge, Pullins, Galindo. Galindo did some damage while she was in the first half. Maybe try to go to the post. Exactly what they'll try to do. Pullins spins, shoots, tough shot, no good. And the rebound back out to the Lady Shaps.
And right there, Pullins was unable to get her shoulders squared.
Good job there by Elias.
And
By
Elias.
Felicia.
And Elias gets rewarded for her defense. Was able to poke the ball away, and
Rattler defense causing some havoc here. Lady Shaps
there's a bit of trouble.
showing some lapses.
And credit the Rattlers. If there's any time to make a move, this is the time to do it, especially with a deficit as big as this one. They have managed to cut a once 25-point lead down to 21.
Oh, little by little.
Oh,
Gotta
dangerous
crawl before
pass.
you walk and, of course, run. Here come the Rattlers. Vargas now trying to get something going. Left side to Elias.
Elias swings it over to Vargas. Vargas dribble drive. 7 now on the shot clock. Vargas spots up for 3. That is short.
A little too much of a hot potato game there for St. Mary's. You got to just take up the shot if you have it. And the Rattlers had maybe 1 or 2 good looks in that possession. A little overzealous and, got to play better defense. Bad lapse and a bad moment for that. Rattlers trying to make a little bit of a rally, and Lubbock Christian catches them sleeping.
And that was a bad situation right there. Miscommunication on the defensive end for the Rattlers enabled the score plus the foul. Timeout called on the floor, 11:54 remaining. Stay with us. You're watching Rattler basketball on the Rattler Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 11:54 remaining here in the ball game. Brian Maglione joined by David Tovar, bringing you today's basketball action. We remind you, Rattler fans, to stick with us because at the conclusion of this game, the men will be taking the hardwood as the Rattlers will take on the Shaps from Lubbock Christian in a Heartland Conference matchup. And that will follow after this ball game. 11:50 remaining. And as we mentioned earlier, David, an exciting weekend of action, not just for St. Mary's, but also in the sports world as well. You have the Winter Olympics going on.
Boring. I'm sorry, I just can't get into the Winter Olympics. Being a Southerner from Texas, I've never seen snow. I've seen ice on the floor. I've seen ice from my refrigerator. The Winter Olympics just don't do it for me.
Well,
Okay,
then,
bring
how about
me-
this, though?
Yes.
NBA All-Star Weekend.
Now that does it for me.
Last night, the Rising Stars Challenge saw Grant Hill's team defeat Chris Webber's team. But it was highlighted by an interesting duel between two young stars, Tim Hardaway Jr. and Dion Waiters from the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, that game star-studded. You got Anthony Davis, Damian Lillard. You got some recognizable guys, and then it's these two guys who kind of fly under the radar, who kind of light it up. If you're a Knicks fan, you're kind of wondering, Mike, play Tim Hardaway Jr. a little bit more. Play him alongside. Well, you can't play him with Melo, but play him when Melo's on the bench, I guess. And then Dion Waiters, rumors had it that they were going to try to trade him, that there was some locker room tension with him and the rest of his teammates. But he's pretty good. He can play some basketball. And any team, hey, you know what? Maybe his stock just rose after last night's performance. But I think Andre Drummond, right, who won the MVP
award
of the game, and he's pretty good too. I mean, that Detroit team, when you look at them, and I know, they get, they don't get as much coverage, being in the Midwest and being high atop, near Canada. But they got a good little team. They got Brandon Jennings, and then they got, I think, Stuckey, still their shooting guard.
And
their front court is pretty good. Monroe, Drummond, and Josh Smith. Josh Smith's one of my favorite players. So very underrated. He's a little bit of a bonehead when it comes to jump shooting, but he's a stat sheet stuffer. He can score, he can rebound, he can block, he can defend.
And he's very athletic as well. Competed in the dunk contest several years back.
Almost 9 years ago, I think, in 2005.
And the dunk contest
that segues into our next conversation.
will happen tonight along with All-Star Saturday night.
Do you understand this new format they have?
I believe the format is there will be East versus West, and the cumulative scores of each player will add to the team total, and they will have an individual winner as they do every year.
Okay, so each conference has 3 dunkers, correct?
Yep.
And so the cumulative scores, and so let's per se the West grabs the highest scores, and those 3 will move on to the finals.
If all 3 players get the highest scores. Because the West as a team cumulatively
can have a higher score than the East, and they won't get in.
Oh no, they would win the team competition.
Okay, and so pretty much the conference that wins the team competition it'll turn into an individual.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yes, so here this is how I understand it.
Okay.
I may be mistaken, but say a player from the Eastern Conference has the highest score total, but the West, they
have the high cumulative score.
The West wins the team competition, but the person with the highest total still will advance to the finals.
That makes no sense whatsoever. I am excited to see.
Regardless,
I'll tell you what. There has not been this much star power in a dunk contest
in a long time.
If you count Nate Robinson and Dwight Howard's dunk contest, but even then, that's before controversy marred Dwight Howard, and when Nate Robinson was kind of just that spectacle at the dunk show. I would say since maybe Francis, Richardson, and Carter back in 2000. I'm trying to think of maybe. I think 2005 was pretty decent with Iguodala, Josh Smith, and Chris Anderson. Of course, those
and Amari Stoudemire had an impressive showing as well.
So, but those are kind of This is as close to the A-list as it'll get. You got Paul George, who's quickly becoming one of the rising stars. John Wall, who's pretty good. Harrison Barnes, who I'm curious to see if he can actually dunk in a contest. I mean, he's a good in-game dunker, but let's see if he can do it in contest. And Lubbock Christian on the run, and they got another one to go here.
And you know who I'm looking forward to most tonight? He already had his All-Star Weekend start last night in the Rising Stars Challenge. Portland Trailblazer.
Oh, that's right. How could I forget?
Damian Lillard. He's going to compete in not 1, not 2, but 3 events tonight. The
Skills Challenge?
The Skills Challenge.
The three-point
contest and the dunk contest. A very versatile player, the defending Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, Lillard's good, and that Portland franchise also, they're on the right track. They have Aldridge, and I love their starting lineup. I'm a huge Wesley Matthews fan. He's undrafted shooting guard. Batum from France plays alongside Tony Parker over in the French national team, and then you got Aldridge and Robin Lopez, who's very serviceable at the center spot, and then of course Lillard at point. is one of those hybrid point guards that you need nowadays to win in the mode of Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook and guys like that. But all right, let's put it down. Who's winning the dunk contest for you?
I'm a Paul George guy. After he threw down that dunk at the end of, I forgot what game it was, but
360.
A reverse 360 windmill. It was a throwback to Vince Carter's dunk in the 2000 slam dunk contest. But I am picking Paul George. Who do you got for
I'm going to go with the dark horse, and this is fun. Dark horse defending champion, Terrence Ross. Threw it down big time on Kenneth Reed the other night.
The Manimal.
Yeah, and so I'm going with Terrence Ross to do it again. I think he might be the best show dunker. I'm excited. I don't know if Wall's also a competition dunker. Wall and Barnes, I'm not sure. Lillard has the lack of height that can make his dunks look spectacular. And Paul George, I'm intrigued. He's a little lengthy, he's a little long, so it'll be fun to watch that. As a tussle under the basket, we'll have the Rattlers in possession. Etheridge, Woods, Vargas, Galindo, and Elias on the floor for the Rattlers. The lead has now swelled all the way to 27 for Lubbock Christian as they are looking to win their 20th straight, and the Rattlers here trying to make this a little respectable. Here's Galindo, and I'm telling you, the size has affected Lubbock Christian. Up court, Lubbock Christian again, they're just going to wheel and deal here.
And Galindo, definitely one of the bright spots for the Rattlers, if you could find any, as she grabs the board right there.
Yeah,
she has a team-high 12 points.
Off the bench. Woods chipping in with 10.
And a quiet second half for Woods. And that one kicked all the way to the third row. As a timeout is called on the floor. We'll take one with them. 7:36 remaining in the ball game. Stay tuned. You're watching Rattler Basketball on the Rattler Network.
So much to celebrate in Division II. We're especially proud of our commitment to make a win.
Division II student athletes have the 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to second half action here in this first game of two between the St. Mary's Rattlers and the Lubbock Christian Shaps. Brian Magliuan here with David Tovar, and St. Mary's just hasn't been able to get anything going. After leading the game early on, 10-9, Lubbock Christian has taken control, and now they lead by 25. And David, we were mentioning before the commercial break about the All-Star festivities going on in New Orleans. And we were talking about the slam dunk contest. If you could pick a slam dunk contest, your favorite slam dunk contest, most memorable, which one would you pick?
It hasn't happened yet. LeBron James in the dunk contest. He'd kill everybody. So that'd be my favorite moment, and it hasn't happened yet. And will it happen? No, it would. And it shouldn't happen. That's right. I'm one of the people that say LeBron James should not dunk in the dunk contest. It is beneath LeBron at this point in his career. He's a two-time champion, a four-time MVP. And hey, look, he's doing it pro bono. Before the games, after practices, it's on social media. Watch him dunk there. He doesn't need to dunk. He doesn't need to beat down Terrence Ross or Harrison Barnes.
And if memory serves me correct, LeBron actually did compete in a dunk contest back in high school for the McDonald's All-American.
Indeed. Not sure if he won it. I think it was another NBA player who ended up winning that. He ended up playing in the pros. Of course, one would assume not having the career that LeBron James did, but alas, I am one of the few people that will not put money up to watch LeBron James dunk. I know there's like a pot already, amongst the media. I think Magic Johnson offered how much, like $1 million to have LeBron dunk or something like that?
But if LeBron James did dunk in the dunk contest,
perfect 50s all around, every single dunk.
You're going to go on a limb and say that because that has not been done, if memory serves me correct, in dunk contest history. The closest,
LeBron James hasn't competed in a dunk contest.
The closest, though, was in 2000, Vince Carter, and it was Kenny the Jet Smith
who gave him a 9.
That gave him a 9, yes. And I believe it was his second dunk of that contest.
And Kenny has since, for the last 14 years, marred the contest with his yelling over it. As that shot is off the mark, no good. 25-point lead for Lubbock Christian. They'll look to improve their record, 22-1. Outstanding first season in the Heartland Conference. Add another 2 points on the docket. Update from Dixon Stadium. The Rattlers lead the Metro State Roadrunners 1-0. I believe Keith Funk, puts baseball on the board. RBI single from the catcher, and they lead it 1-0 in the 5th inning. Of course, first game is a 7-inning affair, and then game 2 will be the full 9. Over here, game 2 of the doubleheader will feature the men taking on Lubbock Christian. Wholesale substitutions for the Roadrunners. Kiara Etheridge at the line. Well, we'll leave Saturday behind, and we'll go over to the All-Star game. Any predictions, any winners, anything you want to see?
Well, last night, Kevin Durant had mentioned in an interview, a courtside interview during the Rising Stars Challenge, that he looks forward to getting an opportunity to go one-on-one with your favorite player, LeBron James. And as a basketball fan and a basketball enthusiast, I would love to see that happen. Much of the talk this season has been about both these perennial all-stars, great players in their own rights. I'm excited to see that in action on Sunday night.
Well, I hate to burst your bubble. I sound like such a negative Nancy, but that 3 is good. And Lubbock Christian extending their lead up to 29. Well, we've already seen the matchup. It happened in the 2012 finals. LeBron crushed them 4-1. Now in an All-Star game, are we going to see Durant launch it from 30 feet? Perhaps. And could that be fun? Perhaps. Here's the debate of MVP, and I guess I'll get your take on it. Is Durant the MVP? I think the numbers, I think what he's done, sure. I think you can make a plausible case, but here's where the real test will come. When Russell Westbrook comes back, who I think is the alpha male of that Thunder team, who I think is the emotional leader of that team. I mean, you hear it all in the media. Durant, he's picked up a mean streak. He's become, not nice. Well, Westbrook is a natural alpha. So when Westbrook comes back, how will that affect Durant's play? Will he keep shooting as much? Will he have as much freedom offensively? Westbrook controls the possessions, and Westbrook's a very, very good point guard. Reverse, LeBron James, I mean, it's not like, he has Wade averaging 30 alongside with him. Wade has been on and off the entire season, and LeBron has still kept Miami afloat. He has a talented bunch with him, but Durant has, some pretty nice players. Reggie Jackson's really come on for Oklahoma. Serge Ibaka has continued to play well. Cephalosha, Collison, the role players for Oklahoma, pretty decent. So, I don't think the MVP race is done. A lot of people have already awarded it to Kevin Durant at the All-Star break, and I think at the break, sure, you can make the case Durant has been lights out. He's played pretty well. But if you remember, Carmelo Anthony had that hot stretch at the end of last season. Didn't end so hot. Durant, very nice player, alum of the University of Texas, so I'm a fan. But I don't think it's just over quite yet. The real test won't be LeBron and what he can do in the second half, and it won't be if Durant can keep it up in the second half. I don't have any doubt he can. It'll be how he'll play alongside Westbrook when he comes back.
So to swing us back to the original question, although you're...
No, the next question I posed was, who's your MVP?
Oh, well, my MVP so far at the first half of the season.
And just for clarification, I answered your first question. I'm not interested in watching the duel in the All-Star game.
Yeah,
I saw it before.
Back.
But the question I posed you was MVP.
Well, at the first half, obviously, Kevin Durant, because his numbers were astonishing. January, going through that, speaking of streaks, of 30-plus points per game. So far, he's the unanimous decision in my book for MVP. But as you mentioned, second half of the season, long way to go. But you had mentioned the 2012 NBA Finals. We saw Kevin Durant and LeBron James. Now, you can agree with me that both LeBron and Kevin Durant, both different players from 2 years ago. And that is why I'm excited to see it in action this Sunday night in New Orleans.
It's an exhibition. It's an exhibition.
And that is why I am excited as a fan to check it out. 3:20 remaining here in the ball game. The lead has ballooned up to 30 now for the Lady Chaps.
The largest lead of the game for the Lady Chaps. In an update from Dixon Stadium, Metro scores 3 in the 6th inning. They now lead the Rattlers 3-1. Hill is on the mound for Metro. Humple for St. Mary's.
Now we're under 3 minutes remaining in the ball game. Lubbock Christian working the ball around.
And a 3-second violation there on Lubbock Christian. They played some flawless offense at times, and right there getting caught up. I'm pretty excited for softball and baseball. Softball improving after this weekend to 10-3. They went 4-1 over in Vegas last weekend. Always fun to, I would assume, to go to Vegas and win. They also beat the #1 ranked team in the nation over in Las Vegas, Central Oklahoma, I believe. I know it was an Oklahoma team. If it's Oklahoma Christian or Central Oklahoma, I hope I'm getting it right either way. As Woods with the steal here, she hit a 3, now in transition. Goes left, and she is fouled, and that will put her at the line as we are at the 2-minute warning here, 2:02 remaining. Remember, Rattler fans, stay with us. We'll bring you game 2 of our doubleheader. It will feature the men's Rattlers versus Lubbock Christian right here on the Rattler Network. It reminds you a full slate of baseball and softball next weekend. Softball's holding another tournament at the brand new beautiful softball stadium here at the park at St. Mary's. That'll kick off on Friday, and that will run through Sunday. So from Friday to Sunday, and then in between we'll have some baseball from Dixon as well. Check your local listings. Check out RattlerAthletics.com as Woods is able to knock down both. 51-76. Now the lead back down to 25 for the Lady Chaps.
Now looking ahead for this St. Mary Rattler basketball team. The ladies will travel to McMurray on Thursday, February 20th. They will take on the Warhawks in Abilene. And then following that will be part 2 of the St. Mary's-St. Edwards rivalry this season. St. Mary's victorious over St. Edwards earlier on in the season.
Yeah, that'll be on the 22nd. That'll be on my birthday weekend. I will be in beautiful Austin, Tejas. So Austin, A, get ready. And B, I'm looking to make a cameo at that game. Very excited. Might try to use my press credentials, press superpowers to check that game out. But definitely maybe check it out from behind enemy lines. That'd be kind of fun. As we are under a minute here and 25-point lead. The Lady Rattlers will, what will the record move to?
The Lady Rattlers record will move to 15-8, 10-7 in conference, while Lubbock Christian's record will improve to an outstanding 22-1, 17-0 in conference play. But remember, they are a provisional school, so they do not qualify for postseason play. So fortunately for all those in the Heartland Conference and these Rattlers,
won't have to deal with that juggernaut just yet. But my oh my, I mean, we'll have to ask our sports information guru Chad Peters. Any way they can get an at-large bid? I mean, that's very impressive. I mean, 22-1. I mean, you would think they'd run away with the conference tournament at this rate, and they improved to 20 straight wins. Very impressive, and they'll run out the clock here. And this one will be put away with this buzzer. 78-51 is the score from Bill Greehey Arena. St. Mary's Rattlers fall as Lubbock Christian wins their 20th straight 15-8 record now for the St. Mary's Rattlers. Stay with us. We'll chit-chat with Coach Jason Martins after the break. Welcome back, Rattler fans, joined by Coach Jason Martin. Coach, thanks for joining me. Talk about the brilliance of Lubbock Christian. 20-game win streak now. They're very good.
No, they are. They're an extremely good team. They shoot the ball well. They're fundamentally sound. They do all the little things right, and that's what's allowed them to be successful. I mean, they're just running through the conference right now, and they've been a great program for years. Steve does a great job, and obviously we have a long ways to go still.
All right, now your team goes on the road. You're a terrific coach. How do you do it? How do you pick this team back up as you're headed on the road?
We just got. I mean, we talked about it one press at a time, one game at a time, and we got to shake this one off. It's going to be tough. I mean, it was just. It was very frustrating out there watching them. I didn't think we competed tonight, and that's what's so frustrating is. You can handle defeats as long as you compete, but I didn't feel like we competed tonight. And it's a reflection of yesterday's practice. We were awful yesterday in practice. I had to kick them out of practice yesterday because we had no focus, no energy, and that's how we played tonight.
Indeed, Coach. Well, hopefully the road trip fares better than this. Thank you so much for joining us, Coach. Rattler fans, make sure you stay with us. We'll have Game 2 of our doubleheader. This one's between the Rattlers and Lubbock Christian right here on the Rattler Network.